Hey peeps. The formatting here is a little wonky because I'm on a Chromebook and this was made on Microsoft Word. So just excuse that. I feel like your packet is much better looking than this. Miss Espen Shade, the other prob stat teacher, reformatted this, and I think she used a better font than this, and she never would allow this, weird formatting. I wanted to give you guys a rundown of the Monopoly situation because I know that being handed a packet and I'm not there, some of you are perfectly fine, can read it, understand it, and some of you might need just a little bit of an extra explanation. So I'm scrolling down because I thought, yes, there. You will have a Monopoly board to look at in the packet. Yours is not colored like this one, but you're going to essentially use the Monopoly board to create a scatter plot. And it says, have you ever played Monopoly? If so, you might recall that as you move around the board, the cost of purchasing property increases the further you are from go. In this activity, you will find a linear model, which is our regression line, that can predict the cost of property based on the number of spaces from go. I did not know that the cost of purchasing property increases the farther you are from go until I found this activity. But if it's news to you, it was news to me too. So you're going to essentially count the spaces from go, and you're going to record the cost of the property, and you're going to do that. And I will not tell you what depends on what, because you are going to need to identify the explanatory and response variables. You're going to interpret the scatter plot. Some of this, I would say 90% of this should be things that, maybe more than that, I'm being generous, more than 90% of these things should be fine as far as you being able to recognize them and you being able to kind of answer these questions with the notes that you have and the things that you've learned and all that. But if it says form, strength, and direction, we're essentially saying form is linear, nonlinear. Strength is how strong, how weak, fairly weak. And then direction is positive or negative correlation. And then it says describe the relationship shown by the scatter plot. So you could sort of reiterate what you see in A to see if that will help you elaborate for part B there. With the outlier conversation, keep a lookout for some more hints about that in the Schoology, in the substitute folder on Schoology. We didn't really talk about outliers in depth, but I feel like you'll be able to figure it out pretty easily. You're going to use your graphing calculator to find the least squares regression line. We've been doing that. Make sure your diagnostic is on. Find the value of R, slope, y-intercept. And then you're kind of thinking about the fact that R is not at all resistant to changes in the scatter plot. So if you're looking at what effect do outliers have on R, you're going to just kind of hang in there because I want you to make a prediction here, and I want you to kind of think about what might happen, and you're allowed to be wrong, but then you're going to remove the outliers that I'll help you identify, and then you're going to go back again, and you're going to find another regression line, and then I want you to find the new value of R, and you're going to kind of compare and see and use your big, beautiful brains to figure out, if there's anything that you can identify as far as outliers and R and strength, etc. And I feel like the rest of this is pretty self-explanatory. And again, think of some situations in real life that could follow a linear model. That's something of, when one thing increases, the other thing might increase, or when one variable decreases, the other might increase. Something that you would be able to look at on the scatter plot, and you say, okay, that is a linear situation. There, I can find a regression line for this, and just think about a situation. The more creative, the better here, people. Okay. Yeah, so that's it. And if you have questions, keep them to yourself. I'm just kidding. If you have questions, you can message me or ask each other. I suspect that we will revisit this on Thursday when I, cross your fingers, return. So thank you for listening if you listen this far, and good luck. Take vitamin C.